Hey everybody, Sheree Vejan here. Welcome to Coffee and Crayons podcast. Coffee and Crayons is our virtual meeting place for adults to have a conversation about our childhood dreams. I am your host, co-founder of the Goal Setters Club and author of the 2019 Goals Journal. And today is Sunday, March 16th. And in this podcast, I want to encourage you to start building your financial team for 2019. And not just for your current financials, but based on your future financial goals. I like to begin with a few quotes. Surround yourself with the right people is extremely important when you're on the road to financial peace. Be aware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. That's by Benjamin Franklin. A big part of financial freedom is having your heart and mind free from worry about the what ifs of life. That's by Susie Orman. And one more. Your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. That is Benjamin Franklin. So again, let me introduce myself. I am the author of the 2019 Goals Journal, founder of the Goal Setters Club. I'm very passionate about goal setting and achieving. I facilitate the Goal Slayers Boot Camp. It's a group of 100 people that have committed to work diligently on the goals that they set for themselves in January. Each month we work on a specific goal category, and then we break that category down into 7 steps. So this month we are working on our financial goals. Last month was relationships, and January was our health and fitness goals. So I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an insurance broker or agent. I'm simply sharing my plan with you, the one that works for me based on my own research and also books that I've read for myself. Growing up, nobody talked to me about money. I just knew that I was supposed to have a job and pay my bills. No one talked to me about credit building or home ownership. I had to learn the hard way through trial and error, and I'm still learning. I've always been an entrepreneur, probably since the age of 16 or 17. I had my own gift basket business and baked and delivered homemade cakes. I made greeting cards, wrote books, sold Mary Kay Tupperware, and the list goes on. But it was more of survival as well as getting what I wanted at the time, but not really for building wealth for myself or for my future. And so if I would have had some good mentors around me, I would probably be much further along financially than I am now. So I believe the most successful business I've had, at least financially, was my childcare business that my husband and I ran together. That started out of a need for childcare with our first daughter. And we had 6 employees. We had about 23 consistent monthly clients because we ran 24 hours. So we had 14 in a day. We had 9 at night that spent the night with us. Because our money was different, we needed to put a different team in place to help us manage a few things because, I was a full-time business owner. I needed to set up my own insurance for myself and my employees. At that time, I had an American Express card. And that's where I learned about the different services that American Express provided. They had financial advisors. So we met with one. He was awesome. We hired him. He put everything together for us in a portfolio, let us know, how much we really made, how much would be taxed, how much we had left over to invest. And we met with him like once a month. We also had a bookkeeper. And we had a CPA, which I loved. A few years later, I think maybe 10 years later, we closed our business. We moved to a different city. Our entire life shifted. Our financial team shifted. I became the bookkeeper, the accountant, the tax preparer. And fast forward now, I feel like we're just now getting our life back together. This year, I set a very ambitious goal for myself. I have a 2-year plan, and based on that plan that I have, I have to have some new financial team members. A few years ago, I set a financial goal for myself to increase my income in my book sales because I didn't have an accountant. It ended up costing me more in taxes because it put me in a different tax bracket. So I ended up owing way more than usual. With just a little more planning, I could have avoided that. So It took me about a year to find a tax professional that I trusted because I was looking for someone that could help me where I was now, the mess I had created for myself with my taxes, and someone to work with me and follow me to where I wanted to go with my finances. So now I'm not seeking the same finance team as the royal family or Oprah, but at least I wanted to get a good foundation so I can grow into the money that I'm trying to make. So what does that look like? So I want to go over a few professionals that you may need on your team, an accountant, a bookkeeper, a tax professional, a CPA. And I know even though some people do a little bit of everything, they are different. Our CPA who did our taxes, I used my software program and I entered all my receipts. And then he basically, every month we talked and then he kind of kept me on tracks. And then at the end, he did my taxes. So my CPA at that time did my taxes and I did kind of like my own bookkeeping. An investment broker, an insurance broker, an attorney, an estate planning attorney. Somebody can help you with your will and your advanced healthcare directives, your power of attorneys, things like that. Your realtor, a financial planner. Back in the day, we used to have personal bankers. So I'm sure, maybe you still have a personal banker. It may be different than what I remember. I know my aunt was a banker and she built relationships with her clients. And she got to know them and was able to offer them other services and stuff like that. So I was doing research and I heard about family office for the first time. Some of you have probably heard of the family office. I haven't. For those of you who haven't, I stumbled across this like an article from Wealth Matters. And it was June 18, 2010 by Paul Sullivan. And I'm going to read pieces of it because it's about 6 pages, but I'm going to read like a couple of paragraphs. Traditionally, a family office was a private entity meant to serve all of the personal and financial needs of one wealthy person. The early model was that of John D. Rockefeller, established in 1882 to manage his family's wealth, but also to maintain a sense of family cohesion. Generally, someone needs at least $500 million to set up a fully functional family office. This would include investments, reporting and accounting services, as well as general lifestyle management, such as maintaining homes, yachts, and private planes. So I'm not quite ready for a family office, but you want to build a team based on where you currently are financially and where you want to go. So my personal team, I'm dealing with some small money right now. Right now I just have 2 online mentors, which is like the Budgetnista and the Creditnista. And the Creditnista is a monthly program that I pay for, and I have homework every week, and I complete that homework just to build my credit up to get it where the score that I need to get it at. I have a tax professional who is an EA, an enrolled agent. I have a life insurance agent with AAA, and then my daughter also has her insurance license, so we have some policies with her. One person, I can't say in this podcast, but I will at the end of the year because this one I have to move in silence. But we've been working on a plan for this end of the year. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. Your assignment, I always like to give you a little homework for the week. This week, plan to sit down for at least an hour and based on your current or future financial needs, start figuring out what professionals you need on your team, okay? If you already have a team, then make sure you're meeting with them to update them on any lifestyle changes. Don't forget if you move or to a different state or a different city, or if you get married, or if you have a child, or if you have a grandchild, any type of lifestyle changes, you want to make sure you update your financial team. Maybe your policies would change, maybe your insurance will change and things like that. Maybe you're good. Maybe you have a team in place. You already met with someone on a regular basis. Good. Each one teach one. So meet with someone and serve as their mentor and make sure they have the proper team they need to take their finances to the next level. Or maybe it's your opportunity just to sit down with someone and talk to them about money and the importance of home ownership and the importance of good credit. I think having mentors and talking to people early, you give them an opportunity to be successful with the knowledge that you have. All right. Woo, that was a lot. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that this episode has helped you to have a successful goal-slaying week. Again, I am Sheree Vejan. I am the author of the 2019 Goals Journal. Feel free to share this podcast with your friends and your family, and have an awesome day.